We've been using Fix-It Grammar for 5 or 6 years now, and today I'm going to give you a review of Fix-It Grammar Level 4, Mowgli and Shere Khan. Hey friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Mandy, and I am a 10-year, can you believe this? I am a 10-year veteran homeschool mom. So it's been a long time. It has been a long time. My oldest is graduating, and he finished the entire Fix-It Grammar program last year. Last year was his last year of Fix-It Grammar. And I have an 8th grader, and he is in level 4. He just finished this week. Like, we're done. Last day of Fix-It Grammar. So, if you can believe it, it's springtime, it's late spring, it's gonna be summer very soon, and it is time for reviews, curriculum reviews. So, I'm gonna start with Fix-It Grammar. If you would like to try IEW Fix-It Grammar for free, you can do that. There's several weeks free. I have a free trial page for you. I will leave that down below in the description box for you. But it is bymandymaltz.com/free grammar. Just head on over to that link. You can download and print however you want to do it and give it to your kids and see if they like it. I mean, that's what we did, and we found we wanted to switch. Like, after a couple weeks of that, we were like, yep, this is it. We're sold. Let's go. So those free trials I think are fantastic for really kind of doing an experiment to see if that works for your kids and you. And I will have a link down below for you to do that. Before I was using Fix-It Grammar, we were using Abeka. Now, Abeka is a very traditional style of language arts where the child diagrams sentences. And that was taking us, and I kid you not, that program was taking us over 45 minutes a day, especially with my oldest child. My oldest child really struggled with sentence diagramming. I mean, he got the hang of it. He did. But it was like pulling teeth. It was really difficult. It was difficult for me to teach, honestly, because I haven't done that in a very long time. And luckily I had the teacher keys, but it was even difficult for me, and I had all of the answers. So when I realized we needed to change our grammar program and probably the entire language arts as a whole, I started looking for something that did not have sentence diagramming for my own personal sanity and for my children's sake. And I ended up over at IEW. And I realized that IEW does not do sentence diagramming. They do more of a natural grammar program. So they're seeing a sentence and they're correcting it, but they're not having to do those big, huge, long rockets and things like that that end up looking like, you know, an Algebra 2 type of formula down below on their paper. They are taking a grammatically incorrect sentence and they are fixing it within about 15 minutes. And honestly, they market it as a 15-minute grammar lesson. This was usually about 5 minutes in my house, tops. And, you know, especially once they got the hang of it. Once your kids get the hang of it, this is actually very quick, painless, and it makes grammar more fun. It takes something that's very dull and it really livens it up. So if you're new to Fix-It Grammar, here is a couple of points. First, you get 2 books. You get a teacher's manual, and you get a student book that looks identical, but everything in there is blank. You just follow along inside of the book. It's 4 days a week. Fridays are kind of like a free day, off day. And you start out with a story. So this one is Mowgli and Shere Khan. You write 1 sentence a day. You correct and then write 1 sentence a day. And then by the end of the school year, your child has written like an entire story. It's really cool. I love this concept. And every year is a different story. So this year is the Jungle Book. So we're doing Mowgli and Shere Khan, and this was for my youngest child who's in 8th grade, and he already really liked the Jungle Book. He loves classic books. So he had the Jungle Book. He's already read it several times. So this was something that he just really enjoyed because he really enjoyed the story. Fix-It Grammar has its own system of correcting grammar. And it's really simple to kind of get the hang of. But if you've never done IEW, start with level 1. Do not jump to level 4 because each level builds upon the next. So you're going to be learning the basics in 1, and then you're going to add a little bit more in 2, and then add a little bit more in 3. And it still goes over all of those same basic concepts, but they build upon each other. Now, Fix-It Grammar is part of IEW, and IEW's writing program is Structure and Style. Structure and Style works very well with Fix-It Grammar, and they reinforce each other, but you don't have to use both the writing and the grammar. I get asked that quite a lot. No, you do not have to use Fix-It with Structure and Style or vice versa. So really, Structure and Style backs up and solidifies Fix-It Grammar. So if you're doing them together, Fix-It Grammar is going to be a little bit easier in my opinion, just because you are learning some of those stylistic techniques and you're learning some of those grammar concepts are going to be in there. And he talks about some of those grammar concepts within Structure and Style. So I feel like it makes sense for them to go together, but if you really like your writing program, it's not a requirement that you use Structure and Style with Fix-It Grammar. You can use Fix-It Grammar on its own. Another thing I get asked is, do I need the teacher book? Yes, you do. You need the teacher book. Don't skip on the teacher book because then you're kind of going at the answers blind and you could easily miss something, and your child might be stuck on a concept and then you're not really sure, and then you have no reference to go back to. So get the teacher book. Even my kids who are like pros at Fix-It Grammar, still we have to get out the teacher book every now and then. Make sure you get the teacher book. It is such a huge help and it's not that expensive. So I want to say level 4 was the first year that I really saw and felt the level jump. I feel like we kind of coasted through levels 1 through 3, and then 4 was kind of like, oh, okay, so now we're really getting into the big kid type of grammar here. This is a little bit more difficult. We really have a lot of concepts to go over. One of the things that I love about the new style is right up at the top, they tell you everything that they need to mark and fix. It won't tell you where it is, but they have like a little checklist up here at the top, which is really cool because my son can be like, okay, I've done all of this here on my list, but I'm still missing this one thing. Where is it? So they're not like left hanging with just like a blank incorrect sentence. They actually have like a checklist. So your kids never feel like they're on their own. I love that. So it will say that there's one vocabulary word, that there is a market section, and it has, like for this sentence here, 2 nouns, 3 pronouns, 1 coordinating conjunction, 1 prepositional phrase, 3 main clauses, 3 subject-verb pairs, and 3 openers. And then it will tell you what to fix. 1 indent, 6 capitals, 2 commas, 1 end mark, and 1 usage. So they can go in here and say, okay, this is what I need to do. Here is my checklist and here is my sentence. And they can just kind of mark them all off. So in your teacher book, it's going to mirror everything that's in the student book. But one of the great things about it is this block right here that is in gray. So up here is the student portion, and you can see everything that's corrected. So here's their sentence, it is corrected. But down here you have this box, and this gray box will explain the corrections made up here. So if your child isn't sure why something is a noun, or if they're not sure why something needs a comma, then this box is going to explain that to you and your child, and you can have them look over this. So what I would do is, if my child really struggled with one of his sentences that day, what I would do is I would give him the teacher book and he would turn to that page with me, and we would look at that gray box for the explanation of the corrections within that sentence. So it made things much easier to have the teacher book for that reason. Now, there are grammar cards that you can get too, and that's part of the other new update with the IEW Fix-It Grammar. Once they get to a certain point, I think they probably don't really need them like daily, I know my kids, I think after the first couple of years really didn't need them. And now that we're in level 4 with my youngest, he doesn't really refer back to the cards anymore. But they are a big help for people who are new to IEW, who need help recalling what each part of speech is, those types of things. Those grammar cards are great for that. Highly recommend them. We have them just for reference, but we don't have to pull them out every day. Now, one of the other things that I love about Fix It Grammar now too is that these pages now have the space down at the bottom for your kids to write their sentence. So what we used to have to do before was we would have to get like a spiral notebook, like a blank spiral notebook, and that would be like our book for Fix It Grammar, and that was our storybook. So every sentence that he had to rewrite after he corrected it would go into that spiral notebook, and that whole thing would tell his story sentence after sentence. This I actually like much better because I don't have to have an external notebook that I'm going to forget or that we're going to end up losing or something like that, and it just makes things a little bit easier and more cohesive. So now down at the bottom, they actually have a space here for your sentence, and these are blank lines, and after you get done making all your corrections in your sentence, you're going to rewrite the sentence in the correct format down below on the lines. So I like that I don't have to have an external spiral notebook anymore for Fix It Grammar, which is fantastic. So I will say toward the end, some days were a little bit difficult with Fix It Grammar, but I expect that. He is in level 4. I don't expect him to be doing, you know, basic addition when he's in algebra 2. You know what I mean? So I expect it to be harder. I expect it to be challenging, and I feel like this was a really great level for him. I feel like it humbled him at times, but we got through each lesson. We did everything fantastic. And, you know, this is one of the ones that I can do a little bit more independently with him. So he reads over the lesson himself and then he does it. But if he has problems, then I will come in and help teach it to him. I know a lot of parents do the same thing that I do, or they actually teach the lesson. I think that either is fine. This can be done independently. If your kids are really good, solid writers, this might be a more independent program for you. If not, teach the lesson. The teacher book is there for you to teach the lesson to them. But your children also, in their own like student workbook, they also have the lesson for them as well. So they can read it in their own student book. So the new school year starts in several months, and we are going to move on to level 5. So we're just going to keep trucking right along until we're done with Fix It Grammar. So we're just going to move right on in the fall to the next level, and I expect that's going to be quite humbling as well for both of us. So yeah, no problems with Fix It Grammar. We really enjoy it. We're going to keep on moving along in the sequence, and we're going to keep moving along in writing as well. So not only is he going to be doing Fix It Grammar, but he will be pairing it with Structure and Style. If you look on IEW, there is a pathway of what they suggest each child does. We follow that pathway. So if anybody has any questions about what I'm doing, I follow the IEW pathway. I will leave a link down below to check that out if you'd like. And we're going to be doing Structure and Style again next year. We're going to be doing the online ones. We're not going to be doing the spiral books. We're actually going to be, or the themed books. We're going to be doing the online streaming version. And we are going to be pairing it with Fix It Grammar level 5. I will have a link down below for Fix It Grammar if you guys want to go check it out, or if you're interested in it for you and your family. A huge thank you to IEW. We love Fix It Grammar, we love Structure and Style, we love all things language arts through IEW, so they are my favorite for writing and grammar, and I love their system. Their system totally works for me and my family, and I know that it works for so many of my friends out there. So if you're looking for a language arts program, this is a really solid one. It's backed up by years and years of homeschooler success. So give this one a try if you are not sure what to use for next year. So many people absolutely love it. I think it is so worth every penny. All right, guys, I will see you in the next video. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and happy homeschooling.